Check, 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 check. Ready? It's about that time. That's right. Mr. D's Open Mic King, Butter the Queen. You tuned in to the Vibe on Air. PJ couldn't make it. And we got a great show for you tonight. If you want to call in and be part of the conversation, just give us a call at 216-526-1555. 526-1555 and the 216 area code. It's going down today. We got some great guests for you. We got life coach and fitness guru TONEY will be in the building. We also got Cavaliers dancer Pink. She gonna be in the building. We also got from Chocolate Girls mentoring Tonika Rose. She gonna be in the building. Tony Rose. I don't know if she like being called Tonika, but it just sounded cool to me. What's going on with you, Butter?
Long day at work as always.
Right.
I'm thrown off because I left my stuff. I ain't prepared now. I was prepared. I'm all jacked up over here.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm about to wing it.
We are winging it right now. It's a messed up day. First of all, it's cold as hell outside.
It is. And I do not like the cold. Everybody know me. I'm a freeze baby. I can't stand the cold weather.
It's ridiculously cold outside. I actually turned on my heat today.
My house is still fairly warm, but yes,
man, I don't like the cold.
Every window is shut. I got the heat on prep. It's definitely about to get cut on tonight. Because when I walked back outside, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I woke up freezing. I mean, I like my nipples was hard.
I doubled up today. I had on a thermal shirt. I had on my work shirt. I had on a sweater over top of that. Then I was good. I'm not looking forward to heavy coats. Love the boots. Don't like the coat.
I ain't looking for nothing to snow, none of that, man.
I don't want to see the S word. Don't want to see the S word.
If you're on Facebook, you can see us that we live on Facebook. Butter got her camera set up. I got mine set up. I know I got some connection issues, but here it go. It's just where I was sitting it at. But you see Butter over there. You know, she got the cornrows in. You know, you did something this weekend too, didn't you? While you was kicking it. Or you was out.
I wasn't kicking it.
You was resting.
I was on a hideout. I was on a relaxation couple of days. I had to get away.
But you did some twists, some braids, some box
I
braids.
had these a couple of days before I left.
No, you did somebody else's.
Yes, I did. I braided my cousin's hair. Karima. Hey, Karima, if you can hear me out there. I did my cousin Karima's hair. I used to braid hair.
Oh, did you?
I used to braid on the side, and I've been braiding since I was a little kid. So, you know, my whole family did hair, so she got me back into it. So I'm
when I saw the picture,
she was, it was
looking nice. I didn't expect that to come from you, but you I guess you're an artist of some sort.
I'm a jack of all trades.
You're a jack of all trades.
I am. I try to be widespread a little bit.
If you're watching us on Facebook, you know, chime in. We're gonna shout you out because you watch us on Facebook. If you are checking us out on the YouTube, thank you. Please subscribe. Go to YouTube, The Vibe on Air, and subscribe, and you can see us streaming live right now. I want to talk. We're gonna talk about breast cancer today because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But I want to talk about one other thing that's been going on in the news. Well known in Cleveland, Bashir Jones. He slept in a tent this week on East 79th and Superior, just yards from where the young man Gregory Bowie was shot at. And he sat out there for 72 hours for a camp out against violence, which ended today. And I thought that was a good look for the black community, and especially for Bashir. I mean, that was some real stuff he did. He took the time out to prove a point, and you know, make sure that we try to clean these streets up. It's been a lot of killing in Cleveland this past year, whether it been by cop, whether it been by the hand of whoever. And I'm glad he stepped out. Also on the scene when there was Reverend Kyle Early, who was a pastor at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church. There was quite a few people out there. MC Brains was out there. We had a lot of, he had a lot of support. And I just thought it was a good look. What do you got to say on the comment of that, Butter?
I I think that's beautiful. I think if that's what we mean when we mean taking action. A lot of people talk about stuff that they're gonna do, but no one really does anything. That's pretty much where it stops at. They just talk. So to be physically active and doing something to help to make a difference, to shine light on a serious matter is a big deal. I think that's very brave. And with these days, people have to see something to do it. Unfortunately, no one can step out on their own. For him to do that, it may start something pretty big with a lot of people helping and stepping up.
And it was a good thing because he even posted on Facebook how he was like, I've never had a picture where a cop asked him to take a picture with a cop. I mean, it was showing a lot of just a good, peaceful, organized. I'm stuttering the word, but movement that he did to just bring some awareness to people and to try to get people to understand we need to stop this violence. We're killing ourselves in this community.
Exactly. So that's definitely a big thing. I wish we had a lot more of that. It would be a little bit better world out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, and like I said, the names that came out, you saw DJ Ellery down there, you saw MC Brains.
I hate that I missed that.
Yeah, I missed it too because I had things to do and work and everything, but I wanted to come down there myself just to show support. Mm-hmm. But I had a couple of engagements that I couldn't pass up.
That's
but
a big deal.
To Bashir Jones, we salute you, brother. That was real.
Definitely,
you always doing something legendary, so we appreciate you and keep moving forward. We're gonna take a quick pause for the calls, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about breast cancer awareness and about some things. We got actually a little quiz that I'm gonna do. It's gonna be kind of different. I'm gonna wait till we get a few more our guests in here. Like I said, we got JUAN TONEY. He gonna be in the building, fitness guru and life coach. He's gonna tell you about how to better your life and better your body. We got Tanika RHODES. She's part of a group called Chocolate Girls, and they mentor young women on how to be better ladies.
Can't wait to hear about that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool.
That's
it's gonna be
cool.
Nice. And we're gonna have Cavaliers dancer PINQUE. And she's a choreographer amongst other things. So we definitely gonna have her in here talking about not only the cast, but about what she do and the positive side of her things. And of course, exactly. we gonna break down our segments. Butter got to pay it for it. PJ ain't here, so we probably gonna skip sports. But I got some real ratchet shit for y'all today. And if y'all was a little sensitive, I'm warning you now. I'm sorry. I ain't telling you to not tune in. I'm just saying I'm sorry because it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny as hell. This is the Vibe on Air with Mr. D's, the Open Mic King, and the home girl. What's your name?
Butter.
What's your name? Your name Butter. And we still been trying to spread some butter out here. So if you want to call in and tell us how you want, you can help spread some butter because she needs somebody. She needs some love in her life. She needs some love in her life. Please help my homie out. Vibe on Air. If you want to call in, 216-526-1555. We're going to be right back. Right back.
Make sure y'all stay tuned to the Vibe on Air. My man Mr. D's funniest show on the internet right now. She got DJ Chicago Nerve DJs. You know how we get down, alright? Peace.
This is today's Lady Black Fish Radio, and you're tuning to the Vibe on Air.
trying to connect. I mean, I gotta use my damn phone.
We back? No, we're not.
I'm gonna let it play one more time and then we can come back.
What happened to the video?
I'm trying to get it up.
I got my charger on this side, so y'all can't see that side. My phone needs some power. Hey y'all, once again, until we get it all together, anybody
All right, here we go.
What's up?
Yeah, we back on there. The vibe on air, Mr. D's, Open Mike King. We got Butta in the building. No PJ.
Alright, let's hold it that play right here.
We talking about breast cancer awareness. We trying to get y'all up on this breast cancer awareness game. It's important that y'all, you know, I'm trying to do three things at once, excuse me. But it's important that we get everybody aware on this because this is one of the biggest killers in America, especially for Americans. So we're gonna talk
about to go back
it
in
today.
about a second.
Breast cancer awareness.
I have all my
I'm trying to get the music on behind me, but it's taking a little bit, so I ain't gonna worry about it.
With my little list.
Let's get it going. That music was loud.
It really was.
It was long today. It was long today. I don't know what the fuck. But Joe, all right, breast cancer awareness. We're gonna talk about it. I got some facts here because and for the whole month of October, we're gonna focus on breast cancer, just so you know, because it is a big issue and it's affecting the lives of more and more black folks than just, you know, not just Americans alone, but black folks, especially, and black women, as well as black men. Breast cancer is not just a woman thing, you know. And actually I keep getting these ads popping up. About 1 in 8 women in the U.S., that's actually 12%, will develop invasive breast cancer outside the course of her lifetime. In 2016 alone, an estimated 246,660 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed, along with 61,000 new cases of non-invasive breast cancer, also known as carcinoma. I can't read either. And about 40,450 women are expected to die in 2016 from breast cancer. These numbers is crazy.
Yes, definitely they are. They are. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, it's scary as hell. We got guests coming in. Go ahead and tell them what you got to talk.
Well, on an average of every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer, and one woman will die of breast cancer every 13 minutes, and that's pretty high. So over 2.8 million breast cancer survivors are alive in the United States today. That is definitely unfortunate. So, like he was saying, just a few more facts. In the recent years, coinciding with the decline in prescriptive hormone replacement therapy after menopause, we've seen a gradual reduction in female breast cancer rates among women 50 and older. So death rates from breast cancer have been declining since 1990, in part due to better screening and early detection. So ladies, please check the tatas. That is very, very important. I mean, if you lose them, you're still beautiful anyway, because it's not about your boobs, it's not about having them, but we definitely want you to save yourself. So definitely check them. Early detection has been, and education has been definitely saving a lot of the women and men with breast cancer. And men are not subject to not getting breast cancer. Less than 1% of all breast cancer cases develop in men. So men are carrying a high mortality rate than women, and that's only because of less education, less likely to believe that something may be wrong with them. So men find a lump, they're not going to check it because it's like, when you think of breast cancer, you think of women. The first thing you think of is women. It's not just women, it's men as well. So that's why the mortality rate is a lot higher.
And I got some statistics about breast cancer in men too. And it's kind of alarming because it's you have to understand that men have breasts too. We ain't got titties, but we got
Some
breasts.
of y'all got titties.
The ones that don't work the fuck out, maybe.
But
But
y'all got titties.
I don't work out though. But I ain't got no titties. I mean, breast cancer awareness is volatile to men too. By the way, we got my man Juan TONY in the building, fitness guru, life coach, all that. What's going on with you, sir?
Hey, Trina.
What's up, yo?
Now, let me get my statistics up because it's the numbers for this is alarming as well. I just read you the numbers just for breast cancer in women alone, and when you hear the numbers for men, it's gonna trip you out. I got a slow ass internet connection on this iPad. It's probably because it's an Apple product. I should have got me a Samsung one. All people, whether men or female, are born with some breast cells and tissue. Even though males don't develop milk, and I've heard shit like that too, but I don't even want to talk about that. But men carry a higher mortality than women do, primarily because of the awareness among men. So men are dying more due to breast cancer than women because of the fact that men aren't keeping informed about it. And men are not willing to check and make sure. So breast cancer is killing men quicker than the women, and the numbers for women are high. It's not as high, ours aren't as high as women's, but it's the fact that we die at a quicker rate because when men catch breast cancer, they catch it by the time they catch it, it's too late. Juan, you got any information? Being that you are the guru.
Well, yeah, as far as when it comes to male breast, it's called gastrocnemius. So, back on the fact of man boobs, that's totally correct. Guys can definitely have breasts, and when it comes to working out, it's very important. They were just watching the statistic on the Fox 8 the other day. They spoke on getting checked earlier for the cause.
And move that mic closer to you, bro, so we can.
Getting checked for the cause, as far as prostate as well as breast cancer. And the same checks you need to do as far as your pectoral, giving a squeeze, you feel any lumps, you go ahead and get it checked out. There's a lot of star athletes, I won't mention any names, but that actually in their latter years of retirement had to get the surgery to get it removed. But the cool part about like any other cancer, if you get it detected early enough, it can save your life. So it's important to get it checked out and get it done, as far as annually, all the assessments to keep that body going healthy.
It says that less than 1% of all breast cancer develops in males. That's not a big number, but it could be a big number.
I mean, that's still big, according to, we would like it to be zero, but unfortunately, it's pretty big. It's not as big as the women, but.
I mean, some of the things they put on here, they say risk factors could be radiation exposure. I don't know where we're going to get the radiation exposure from unless you buy a microwave too fucking much.
No, it's a lot of different things that you could do, a lot of jobs that you can have with a lot of high radiation exposure.
Yeah. That's true. You're right. You're a smart person, but high levels of hormonal estrogen That's for those soft bitch made niggas.
And that's that gastrocnemius I was telling you about.
Right.
And with that, the main thing to keep that down and on point is exercise. Keep your libido together. Keep your libido together. Testosterone stays up, and you won't have them extra tick old bitties.
Right.
And one of the things they say is family history. If your family has a history of breast cancer,
Genetics,
so if
definitely.
and it doesn't have to be your dad. If your grandmother had it, if your mama had it, it could be handed down to you as a man. So that's another thing to look at. I mean, as ladies, I know y'all check y'all breasts as much as possible because I've checked a few breasts for y'all. So
Oh.
I'm here to help. I'm here to help if I can. I want to help you check your titties. Buddy, when the last time you checked yours?
Check mine all the time. My breast cancer actually runs through my family, so it's kind of scary. So I have my my checkups often. I go to the doctors often, so everything gets checked.
Now, do you often let somebody assist you?
That would be my personal business. On the radio to worry about who's checking my titties, but I can tell you that I make sure that I am healthy. So it's definitely a scary thing, though. I can tell you something interesting I found out, that they did say things that do not cause breast cancer that some people think that does.
What's
is
that?
deodorant. Deodorant does not cause breast cancer. That is not one of the leading causes. Also, caffeine does not.
So
Microwaves do not cause breast cancer. Microwaving your food does not cause breast cancer. And cell phones, a lot of people think that the cell phones are causing breast cancer. Cell phones, way back when people were getting breast cancer a long time ago, that is not one of the reasons why they were getting breast cancer. And human contact, for those idiots that think human contact, just like they think about a lot of diseases, human contact does not cause breast cancer. So for those, y'all could
So it ain't passed through
we're gonna have a
kissing.
seat early with that one. That no, human contact does not cause breast cancer. It's not contagious. So no, you can't get it through human contact.
So when you play with your girl and you play too rough and you hit her titty by mistake and she be like, "Oh, you're gonna give me breast cancer." That's a lie.
You're not gonna smack her boob and give her breast cancer.
Now, we've heard that, though, as far as I've always heard, you get hit too hard in the chest, you can get a lump.
I mean, you can with the lump, but that's different. That's
Right.
like
That's
saying
not
breast
saying
cancer.
smacking you gonna break your neck, or is you actually hitting the ground?
So
gonna break
for
your
those
neck,
that like that rough sex shit,
so
you ain't gonna give her cancer.
So a good way to prevent that, though, is, focus on what you're putting in your body. And that comes as far as your nutrition. You ain't got to be a healthy nut, but you got to be conscious, because cancer cannot survive in an alkaline-based area. There's a lot of content out there now that's kind of really getting everybody informed more on how acidic your body becomes, and being the toxicity levels in the air, the free radicals that your body consumes as far as the air, as well as what we're ingesting. You're constantly putting pollutants in your system. So if you're living a 25, 65-year lifespan and constantly been putting garbage in your system, you're going to cash out early because there's nothing left but disposal.
See, and this isn't even his interview part, but he just came in with a wealth of information. I wasn't even expecting that for real. I was asking just if he had public opinion or personal opinion on it, and he came in with some facts.
right.
I picked good guests. Wow, we gonna get in on you in a minute though, but it's time to do the Facebook shout out. I know it's a little early. I've had some people on. My Facebook went down and now it's back up. But I want to shout out Octavia Isabella Davis, Melissa Love, Denisha Kidd, Byron Massey. What's up, bro? Chantel Marie, I saw you earlier. What's going on? There was a couple other people. If I don't get to you, I'll get to you later. Who you got?
We got Josh Trundle, who actually made a comment. He said a lot of foods are causing cancer with all the GMOs. So yes, that is definitely true, Josh.
Josh, what's up, boy?
So shout out to Josh Trundle.
Young Trun.
Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda. Trina Parker. Hey, Trina, I miss you. Marvy Barrett. Another Rhonda. Dale Bishop. My sister, Sana. Jeffrey. And Stefan. What's up? Auntie Sally, I miss you. I can't wait to see you in Zumba again.
Zumba.
Yes, I
People
used to be.
still do Zumba?
I used to actually run Zumba with my girl.
You used to run Zumba?
I absolutely was.
Now, I know some
I was a
Zumba
certified
instructors
instructor.
that are animals. They know what they're doing. They can give you a good workout.
I was a certified Zumba instructor, and I used to actually assist in a really big class with Sadaka.
Sadaka, that name sounds familiar.
You would love her. She is amazing. She is a beast.
I love them all.
So is Candace.
Yeah, she a
Shout
star
out
too,
to
bro.
Candace.
Oh yeah, she's a star.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to all my
Candace.
Masons and all my Eastern Stars out there. What's going on? I was gonna say so. I ain't gonna say it on there. But yo, we gonna take this quick pause real quick again. We gonna get back into our next segments. It's gonna be a crazy show. I got a lot of people coming in. We got some good talk for y'all. This is the Vibe on Air.
Hey, Letitia.
You already know what it is. Mr. D's the Open Mic King. Butta, she in the building. We got my man Juan Tony. He's sitting in. We gonna interview him. We gonna interview Tanika Rose. Like I said, she with Chocolate Girls mentoring. She gonna be in the building, and
That's gonna be
Pink
interesting.
from the Cavs.
Yay!
She coming
Crazy
in too.
photographer. I call her a photographer.
Wow.
Crazy choreographer. You're gonna love her.
She can do kicks over her head and all that stuff.
Nah, but she'll crush somebody on the dance floor. I'm gonna tell you now.
Really?
She's sick with it. Yeah, she's good.
Can she do that line dance you be doing?
She don't do line dances.
So that's just you. You only want to crush that.
I'm getting old. I do line dances. Don't hate.
We're gonna be right back in a little bit. Some more talk, craziness. I got some ratchet news for your ass. We're gonna talk about the damn. I can't even get the right team out there. The fucking Indians. We're gonna talk about the Indians because we about to win.
Cleveland.
We about to win another championship in 2016.
That'll be 2. One more to go.
Pay it forward with Butter. Then we're gonna interview our guests. You tuned in. This is the Vibe on Air. If you want to call in, talk to Juan or anybody, 216-526-1555.
If you have any shout outs for anyone who is fighting breast cancer, survived or lost the battle against breast cancer, please drop their name so we can give them a shout out and send some love.
We vibing, baby.
I got a few names myself.
What's that?
Names of anybody who survived or did not survive. It definitely runs big in my family. If y'all know any names, drop the names, or you can call in and give them a shout out yourself. 216-526-1555. You give us a call and chime in. Tell us your experience, maybe your experience in breast cancer.
Right.
I don't like this cold weather. I'm gonna be wearing snow pants coming in here. Huh? Izzy? What's up, PJ? Thank you.
Keep it off the air.
Warm me up a little bit.
We'll play this one more time.
Here I have a drink break.
Word. Say health conscious, not a health nut.
Hey, red wine is healthy, right? They said a glass of wine is saving your life. I had an extra one actually. I still gotta get a glass I made. The extra one I made.
You made a glass?
So yeah, I freehand etch glassware. Holidays are coming up. Go to bccratch.com. That is www.bccratch.com, where you can visit my Instagram site, Scratch by Butter, or Facebook, Scratch by Butter. Check out my artwork. Check out my glass freehand etching artwork. Hey Eric, thanks sweetie pie. Anybody that just tuned in, if you know anybody with breast cancer that lost the battle or is still fighting or survived, please drop their name so we can give them a nice little shout out. Love to show them some love. It's breast cancer month, even though you should show them love all the time. But support matters. Support
We back. We are back on the air. Live on air. Tune in. If you not tuned in, if you're checking us out on Facebook, that's good. But you need to be on YouTube. Subscribe. If you want to call in and talk, 216-526-1555 is the number. We got Butter in the building as usual. We got my man Juan Tony in the building. And he cold.
He put the hat on because it's cold. I got on my sweatshirt. I told y'all.
I know. I mean, all right. I don't use the building that often. I teach class every once in a while.
It's cold, y'all.
And I got some space heaters. I just ain't bring them in. I get here, try to get here early enough. I can't get here early enough.
We cold. We need the space heaters. I need heat.
Yeah, what Josh Trundle said. I see y'all got the big homie Juan Tony in the building. Yeah, we got Juan Tony in the building.
He gave you a shout out. He said, "What's up?"
Who did?
Josh said, "What's up?" Oh
yeah, he on here too. Yeah, with Josh, you know, we should have had y'all on here together. Really, that'd have been a great conversation. But I'm gonna hop into some of these segments real quick, and I gotta do this one real quick. I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do just speak on this just a little bit. You know, Juan, I'm sure you chime in on some of this a little bit.
He could go all the way, 95 yards, 38.
And now, sports.
I need to change that. It's like
shout out to the Indians.
Shout out to the Indians.
The Windians.
Yeah, yes, the Windians, baby. The Windians. And you know, you're starting to see people starting to come up and make these shirts for real. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get these shirts out here. So if you see a Windian shirt, make sure it's an authentic one, because you know some of these dudes will make a cheap shirt and shit you wear it one time and the W fall off and be just Indians again.
Hey, get your money. Get your money.
Yeah,
get your money.
You can get your money. Just make sure you're selling some good shit. The mantra powering the Indians' postseason success is just breathe. Just breathe. They talking about Coco Crisp here. He has 120 plate appearances worth of the postseason. So when the Cleveland Indians acquired him from Oakland in the late August trade, they figured he might be able to bring some energy, you know, straight off the bench and a few nuggets of wisdom to the young players. He says, "I tell the guys, just make sure you breathe." And he's not really he's one of the most noteworthy contributors for the postseason so far. And the easiest thing to do in life is just to breathe. You wake up breathing. You go to sleep breathing. You stay breathing. Then the postseason comes, and then you tend to tighten up and quite a bit, and then your breath gets off. But the biggest thing you can do is breathe. So what he's basically saying is that they got to relax. They know they're going into the postseason. They know it's starting to get hectic. They know the season's going to get. This is the part where they've been meaning to get. It's been a long time for Cleveland. That everything is resting on their shoulders. They can't get frustrated. They got to breathe. Anybody else got to?
Oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I haven't watched the Indians. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
I hadn't watched the Indians since like you know, Jim Tomey, but I'm one of them cats. Damn. You know, I'm 216 man, so I'm out the woodwork with some of the other cats that are, you know, just on the bandwagon. I tell you about the Browns, but we're gonna talk about them. We're talking about these champs on the way to the World Series. But yeah,
and that's the thing too. Like I said, you know, I'm one of those people too. I've loved baseball my whole life. I used to play baseball, but lately baseball has been boring. And I really don't start following it until the pennant race started happening. And you know, the Indians have been on track to win since the beginning, though. So everybody knew that it was coming. But I still want to just take my time. I'd rather let the anticipation build. But you do got a lot of people that's just jumping on the bandwagon right now, just out the blue, and they all of a sudden they Indians fans.
Right.
It's just like when the Browns, you know, Brown season come, football season, and you got these. Damn, how y'all get in? You got these Pittsburgh fans that never been to Pittsburgh, but they rooting for Pittsburgh, or they say they went to school in Pittsburgh. You know, that's crazy. Y'all can have a seat right there, ladies. Oh, y'all right there.
We got the crew in here.
Yeah,
they came
the whole
in
camp.
strong.
I brought the whole camp.
I can tell you that I'm not a baseball watcher.
Just don't hit the
I do not watch. I watch baseball in person, like at a game, but I do not watch baseball. I will not sit at home and wonder what's going on with baseball. I can't tell you that I wish the team the best. I'm a basketball fan. Everybody knows this. Little football, more basketball, of course, because you know my boys play ball. So I mean, but I love sports. Period. I love sports. Period. And I first of all, I don't root for any team on football. I just like the sport itself.
Butter.
I am from Pittsburgh, so don't hate on loyalty.
How long you lived in Pittsburgh?
First of all, I grew up in Pittsburgh, and that's where my family lives.
How
So
long you lived
I'm
in
loyal, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all gonna don't hate on no loyal chick. I'm trying to tell you.
What part of Pittsburgh? North, south,
All over, boo.
Penn?
Cover Pittsburgh. Cover Pittsburgh. West
Okay.
End, North
What
Side,
street in
Hill,
Pittsburgh did you grow up on?
West End.
What school you went to?
Thaddeus Stevens and Rogers Kappa. I went to a performing arts school.
What grade did you?
It don't look. We gonna stop right here because this is about sports, and I'm trying to tell you now I'm loyal. But I will tell you that I root for the Cavs. I love basketball. I love basketball.
I'm gonna let you get away
Y'all
with
know
it this
that.
time.
Y'all know that.
I'm gonna let you get away with it this time. That's all I got on sports because I don't normally do sports. PJ ain't here, and I wasn't really prepared for that. But we gonna move on to the this next segment that I do. That it's gonna be funny as hell because
Here we go.
what?
Prepare.
What? What I do?
I'm just saying. Look at all these beautiful women. I didn't mean to cut y'all off, but I was trying to show y'all.
Not the one boo-boo. You said what? Hold my baby.
The ratchet nose.
Today on the Ratchet News, if I can get this camera to do right. Okay, there we go. Today on the Ratchet News, it's some of the funniest shit I've seen. Derrick Rose, man. You know Derrick Rose played for the Bulls. Can't say healthy worth shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. I gotta get. Let's go. The shit they said he said. They kicked him out of a courtroom because he told somebody. He told her. I gotta get my shit.
If he can stop laughing, we'll be able to.
I gotta get my shit together. I'm gonna tell y'all. When I tell y'all gonna laugh, but I gotta get it out my system, and I'm trying to get my slow ass computer tomorrow.
This is why I take notes.
It's funny. I took notes too, but it's on the computer. I'm digital. Can I be digital?
Did it come? He's stalling, y'all. He's stalling.
Wow, you such a Caucasian. You such a Caucasian
It
hater.
blinked a little bit. It just blinked.
Yeah, it's moving slow. But basically, he was kicked out of courtroom for telling the girl that he was the defendant in the case or the plaintiff in the case that her pussy smelled like wet newspaper.
Oh wow. Wow.
I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't.
That's a jaw dropper.
I'm like,
Mic drop.
I can't take it.
They kicked him out of court. Wait a minute, I'm still waiting for the thing to come up. It's so slow.
Really?
That's messed up, man.
Like
That's
who?
dirty. That's wrong.
Who sniffs wet newspaper?
I mean,
He ain't saying skunk. Like you was smelled out of the street.
You ain't never smelled wet newspaper before,
I
butter?
don't keep wet newspaper.
You don't keep wet newspaper? You ain't never like had no newspaper? You ain't never had a dog?
See, that's the problem with black folks. Black folks always want you to smell something that stink. Like they always be like, "Oh, this stinks. Smell it." I want you to smell something that stink. I don't want to smell
I'm just
it.
saying, you ain't. I'm just saying.
That's
The
horrible.
story still ain't coming up and taking me from out my hookup, man. This is
Oh
crazy.
Lord, what else you got? What else you
Oh,
got in the
man.
ratchet news?
That was it. It was a long story.
Oh boy.
But man, I mean, he actually went in the courtroom and told that in front of the judge. He was in front of the judge on the stand and said that to her. That
That's
her
horrible.
pussy smelled like wet newspaper. Now, I think it's one of his baby mamas. If not a girl he messing with, I think.
Now you know somebody said that to his mama, he'll be up there fighting, getting fined in jail.
But a lot of niggas say that to women and don't care. It ain't like they gonna say it to their mama. It's different when it's not your mama.
You gotta.
You know, that was just the craziest shit ever. So here we go, right here. Finally, god damn, he got kicked out for saying her pussy smelled like wet newspaper. So if you got sensitive ears, I'm probably gonna say it 5 more times because it's funny as shit to me.
I can't take him. How are you?
Said 30-year-old, and here's the part that's also funny about this: the girl's name.
That's the only part he really.
The
wanted
girl's
to read,
name
y'all.
that he said this about. Her name is Lisa Wetmouth. That's literally her name. That's literally her name.
That's horrible. Is it really?
That's what it's.
I don't think it really is.
I swear to God, I'm reading it right here.
Somebody
said
made
the
that up.
30-year-old Lisa Wetmouth, after a California judge asked what Rose had done during the time of the sexual encounter. Derrick Rose then took to the stand, taking no prisoners, saying Wetmouth's pussy smelled like wet newspaper wrapped in boiled eggs, so there was no way he could have raped her because his dick wouldn't stand the smell.
That's what happened with guys. He
Oh,
need to have a
man.
seat. We gonna make Derrick Rose have a seat. Derrick Rose, you have a seat. You have a seat because we already know that you tried to hit that. You just mad.
Rose said that shortly after the woman left the room, he looked out the window and spotted her having a poolside sex with his pal and co-defendant, Randall Hampton. So he screamed out, "Yo, nigga, you fucking that trash truck."
They said that in the report.
This is like when he said that this is what he said when the shit first happened before the court. But I mean, it's just really fucked up that he had to get raw like that. But
He did not have to.
Mr. Wetmouth, if your pussy smell that bad, seek help. You probably got pussy cancer or something. I don't know.
That is horrible. That was something. That was horrible. Horrible. You going to hell in the handbasket.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
You're gonna burn.
You just said
I didn't say it.
She probably
Ladies, let me ask the ladies. Ladies. No, ladies.
They're not on your side with this. They absolutely are
I'm not
on your
about to
side
ask them to be on my side. I just want to know. Have you ever had issues with newspaper smelling pussy?
Ooh.
Any of y'all?
If somebody really gonna say yes, my vagina smells horrible.
I just want to know if y'all keep it real.
Who does that?
Absolutely.
And if it smell that bad, that's internal. You just need to go get some medicine. You need some medicine because ain't no bath or dish gonna fix
That's
it.
one of them.
The vagina is a
She need to wash it.
Rubber bag, you squish, squish.
That is not gonna help.
It's
If it smells that
self-cleansing?
bad, you need pills. You need pills. Yeah, you need some pills. You need some antibiotics. Get some antibiotics. Swallow a couple of pills. Double up on the first dose.
All wrong.
Like, double up on the first
I'm just
dose.
saying. I mean, for him to just blatantly say some shit like that in the courtroom.
If it smelled like that unexposed, my guess is that it had some kind of odor before he got to it.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't care because I want to meet Miss Wetmouth.
But you know what's funny? Guys will always say something about you when you get dogged or turned down.
Women say
They
shit
always
too.
got
Women
something to
talk
say. But
about
I'm
shit
saying, right. They be like, hey, what's up with you, boo? I want to talk to you. And you be like, no, it's good. I got a man. All right, you damn bitch. Like, you was ugly anyway. Well, why'd you try to talk to me then? You sound stupid. Like, you have a seat. Have your ass in seat. Derrick Rose, sit down.
And maybe he wasn't looking
Sit
at
down
your
and
face.
reevaluate your life.
He wasn't looking at your face at the time.
Please.
I'm on y'all side, fellas. Not just, but that's all I got for the ratchet news. I felt that was just so profound that he was just saying that. I just had that had to be all I could come up with. That's why I took my time with it. This shit.
Curse closed. Curse closed.
Don't hate, brother. Don't hate. Have you ever had somebody come at you like that about anything?
You just want to say it again. Get it out your system so we
know,
can move on.
Say it one more time.
Right, one more time.
Her
and we can
pussy
move on.
smelled like wet newspaper with boiled eggs.
Now it's over. Now my son can actually turn
Miss
on.
Wetmouth. All right, we're going to move on to the next segment, man.
YouTube. It's a YouTube.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm just saying. That was just so brazen for him to do that shit. And he a public figure and shit. You know, he just flat out just dogged this girl. It's crazy, but it was funny as hell. We're going to move on to the next segment.
Be the change you wish to see in the world. You can make the difference. Ordinary people like you and me making a positive difference in the world by practicing paying it forward.
So basically today, we're paying it forward by just recognizing some people. So my segment's not going to be as long as the bad smelling vagina segment. We're going to just talk about breast cancer again. So we basically covered the facts earlier. I did ask if anyone knows anyone who has lost a battle, currently fighting, or survived breast cancer. Drop their name because I would love to give them a shout out and show them some love because support means a lot. Breast cancer runs deep in my family, so I find it very important to make sure that you support because it gives you strength. If you notice when somebody is sick, when they don't have a lot of support, they die faster. When you have a lot of love and it gives you strength, it gives you natural strength and you can move on a little bit. I do have a few names. Chishing Kwan. His grandmother, Toy Hing, had passed away after her surgery. And so we do want to pay respects. My deepest empathy to your grandmother. Carrie Lily Stevenson. I read an article earlier that was written by Anthony White. And he talked about one of the eldest survivors in Twinsburg Heights. Excuse me if I don't have enough details because I read it briefly while I was at work, but I thought it was very, very, very interesting and sweet. Carrie Lily Stevenson of Twinsburg Heights is one of the eldest surviving breast cancer survivors. She had her first mastectomy in 1987, and then 14 years later, she got diagnosed again and then had the surgery again. But she said, I remembered her saying the biggest thing that helped her through that was all of her family and friends with support. So her family would call her after her husband passed away. They were calling her, checking on her, making sure they helped her through all of this, and that's what got her through. I don't want to say how old she is because I think she's older than 88. So, however old she is the oldest survivor in Twinsburg Heights. But just saying community as a whole, because family is more than just blood. So the community as a whole was her family, and there would help get her through. So just so y'all know, if you know anyone, a simple hello, how are you? I mean, you can't always do something for somebody. You can't always buy something for someone or give them money. But that simple support to let them have a shoulder to lean on or check on them, bring them something to drink, whatever it is that you can do, it helps, even if it's sitting there through their chemotherapy. So that definitely helps. I have a couple more names. Miss Donna in Pittsburgh. Barbara Ripley, my first cousin. Salima Watson, she's my first cousin. She's younger than me, and she is currently fighting breast cancer. Marvy Barrett, if anybody knows Marvy. Hey, Marvy, I promise a shout out. We definitely are here for you. We love you, and keep fighting, sweetheart, because you're doing great. You are our superwoman. So that was pretty much it. My biggest thing was I thought that was amazing about Miss Stevenson. I thought what was kind of cool, so I did want to make sure that I mentioned that today. So that would be my do-gooder mention for today about breast cancer.
Do-gooder mention.
It was my do-gooder mention. I had to. But if there's anyone else throughout the show, if you have a shout-out, somebody you want to show love to, just make sure that you give us their name so we can mention them today.
Or just call in 216-526-1555.
You have someone.
One of my previous clients, Elder Diane Swoop, she's actually out of Akron, Ohio, and met her through a mutual friend. And she came to me after she had actually came through her recovery as far as chemo and was cancer free. But it's and Pastor Swoop, she's as real as they get, so she has no problem in letting y'all know she's probably in her mid 60s, and she was one of the most intense individuals I've ever met to work out, and she made me push her, because I just stepped back sometime and watched her, but she couldn't do. She made sure she went home and did that work, and she's a huge role model, and she's very an advocate in the community up in the Akron area, and just wanted to give Pastor Swoops a shout out and let her know I love you.
Oh, yay! That was sweet. But that's about it for that.
Okay.
But I didn't have a really long list. Like I said, I wasn't prepared. I was rushing home from work and I lost a lot of my stuff. But there was just a couple of things that irritated me today that I was thinking about. So I did want to mention those because I got some chairs from Rent a Center. A few people could use them to have.
Sit your dumb ass down.
I was looking online and you see a lot of these guys now painting these hairlines. Okay, it's all right if you want to look nice, but I think it's going a little bit too far. If you paint on your hairline and you look like you got sideburns all on your front nose and your forehead,
sit your dumb ass down.
Please do sit your ass down. Just give it up, especially the ones that are
sit your dumb ass down.
Getting fake dreads and braids. Guys, you don't.
Yeah, they got the dread extensions and shit.
Cut it off. You're sexy with a bald head, baby. Just get rid of it.
Sit your dumb ass down.
You said you do them all the time?
Braids are getting old anyway. If you 65 and you still trying to braid your hair and they look like little doo-doo plaits sticking out like little beady balls, please
sit your
just cut
dumb
that
ass
shit
down.
off. Just let it
Your
go.
hairline starts behind your ears.
It absolutely right. Your bald spot is way back here, boo. It's
sit your
gone.
dumb ass down.
Over with. Ladies, get a nice hairdresser. The whole purpose of having a weave is to have your hair done. If we can see all the separation and your hair is up here and the weave is down here and it's blonde and light blue and then
nappy straight.
Please just
sit your dumb ass down.
That's the whole purpose. You blew the whole purpose. It's wintertime. We did touch bases on these little mugs. Please, if you can't get real Uggs, just make sure that they're nice. You can't all afford them, but it's all right because what matters is that you look nice. So the lean overs, no gangsta lean with the boots, ladies, please. Your winter coats, wash them.
Sit your dumb ass down.
Straight like that.
That's all I have to wash them.
Straight like that.
Wash them. They still smell like 3 winters ago. Okay, you just worked out 3 winters ago. You ain't worked out since then, but they still stink. Please wash your coats. They turn in other colors. Your coat is supposed to be cream and it looks green. Stop it. Wash your coat. Sit your ass down and reevaluate your life.
If you're a grown ass man and you about in your 20s and your hairline receding real bad and you still trying to get that shit to line up right, sit your dumb ass down. You need to just go ahead and go bald, nigga. I ain't even gonna hit the button on your ass. I'm gonna tell you myself. Sit your motherfucking ass down. Tell your barber just to pull out the razor, nigga.
Those guys that think that What's the rapper name that like wearing his stomach way down to his knees?
Rick Ross.
Yeah, Rick Ross. You're not all Rick Ross. You don't have the money. Nobody wants to see your belly. If you
Your
got a
dumb
tattoo,
ass down.
you got a small tattoo on your shoulder and this shit look like a whole sleeve. I need you to not,
Your dumb ass down.
not go without a shirt. All right, and all you women out there that's on this little thing about what type of boo you want to have, if you lazy, you dirty, you broke as hell, you can't be begging for a man that got his stuff together. Get your ass together first.
Your dumb
Please.
ass down.
Sit down.
To all them
Please
ladies
sit
that be
down.
on Facebook
Sit
and
down.
always talking about how they with the man they want, they just doing this live protest about how lonely they is on Facebook. Just disconnect
Your
your
dumb
shit.
ass down.
Just cancel your account. You
Sit
look
down.
you look
Sit down,
very
boo-boo.
needy.
No one wants you yet. They don't want another child. Sit down. Go back to home ec. We had it a long time ago.
Wow.
I'll teach you how to cook, boo. Teach you how to cook. It is not the Roman
You mean they taking
noodles.
typing classes still?
Not the Roman noodles. It's not
Your
the Roman
dumb
noodles.
ass down.
Not the hot dogs. Not the Roman noodle hot dogs. No. That's about it. That's it. I ran out of chairs. Y'all can get up under it and think about it.
If you posting the strip steak with some French fries and saying dinner, bang,
right,
kill yourself. Don't even sit down. Just kill yourself.
But babe, got you. Own it. Come home.
The steak real crispy and
Love
shit. They had it in the broiler like 5 minutes too long and shit.
Bay on deck.
Right. Getting that ring. No, you're not.
Bay hurt stomach.
Enjoy
You're
yourself.
killing niggas with that.
Best believe he getting dinner from somebody else. Sorry, boo.
Oh man, that was butter with the
Your dumb ass down.
have a few seats to pay it for,
Your
man.
dumb ass down.
I just keep hitting the button, man, because it's funny as shit.
I will be glad to help you.
We got some of our guests in the building. We got Mr. Juan Tony. He already been talking with y'all a little bit. We got should I be saying your whole name or just say Tony? Because I was saying
Tony, don't do government.
because I've been doing Tonico all day.
That's because you can pronounce it. That's my whole issue. If you can't pronounce the name,
Okay.
just abbreviate it.
All right. Well, we got Tonika and her crew. We gonna call them all the chocolate girls. Cause it's and then
all right.
the pecan
That's all
one right
right.
here. We don't know what color you is.
Uh-oh.
And then you got white right here.
It's all chocolate. It's all.
No, that's milk
all
chocolate.
white chocolate.
That's
We
that's
do
milk
white chocolate
chocolate.
too.
That's
Well, hey.
and speaking of which, please help us to spread the butter.
We don't need help.
There
She don't.
are butters running around the street, lonely.
Don't need it. Don't
and
need
need
it.
support of a man.
Don't need it.
Wouldn't you like to help
Don't
us
need
spread
it.
the butter?
Nope.
Your
I don't spread
contribution
nothing.
will help a young butter find happiness.
Best believe I'm happy. Best believe
We're
it.
gonna take a quick pause for the
Y'all
call.
can sit
When we
your
come
asses
back,
down,
we're
'cause
gonna
they
talk to
can
Juan
spread
Tony more about what he do, and then we're gonna talk to Tonika. And then we got a Pink coming in, dancer extraordinaire with all the savoir faire, and I think it's her own hair, but we're not sure. When she get here, we'll talk to her too. This is The Vibe on Air, streaming live on YouTube. Make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe. Call in if you want to talk, 216-526-1555. Butter, Mr. Deeds, The Vibe. What's up, Darcy? I know you here.
Oh, you can send it to me.
If you on Facebook, you know we going on break. We ain't going on break. Just so you know. And we are back on the air. As you see, we already having a heated discussion. The vibe on air. Mr. D's, the open mic king. Butter.
What's up, dude? Oh my God,
Scratchy glass for you.
So long. I miss you guys.
Scratchy glass for you. That's that butter
I
right there.
miss you.
That kind of just threw everybody
And
off.
in the building, we got a few guests, as you can see.
Say what's up to my cousins in PA. Is that the door?
Can somebody grab that door? We got more guests coming in.
That's my staff. That's what you get when you get chocolate girls in the building. Discombobulation.
Oh,
I want a coffee cup.
yeah, she did.
Y'all gonna give me the real glass.
We're gonna start out with our first guest. He been here most of the show, and they keep ringing the doorbell. See, this is a secure building. We just don't let niggas in. We make sure that we careful when it comes to niggas.
We had the key though.
He just walked
Yeah, y'all just walked in my shit. But we finna talk to my man. He a fitness guru, life coach. If you follow him on Facebook, you probably seen the numerous challenges that he got for people to try to get them to push themselves. How he just trying to help people better themselves, and in that he's making the world a better place. I want y'all to give it up to the one and only, the homie. Happens to also be one of my Mason brothers, so you know that's family, of course. But give it up to the one and only JUAN, Tony, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, y'all.
Appreciate you, man, for coming. I know you got a busy schedule, so go ahead, man. Break down the resume real quick. Tell us about your humble beginnings to your meteoric rise.
Okay, look at one of my clients here, Terry. What's up, T? Oh, but anyway, back to the start of it all. I actually been working out since I was about 12 years old, and my grandparents had a huge influence on my workout agenda. Being my granddad was a natural competitive bodybuilder, meaning there was no steroids or drugs for his body. Yes, he liked to get it in. So it's like, I walk around the house, play with him, normal kid on Saturday mornings watching cartoons, but then I jump on granddad's back for the piggyback ride. He busts out 100 push-ups on his back. So that became like kind of in my DNA. And then on the other side of it, my grandmother, she had a heart condition, so she had to stop working and opened up a daycare. So that's the first person I ever saw with entrepreneurial swagger. So, I used to watch Granny do her thing and make revenue meet. And it came to a point where I used to go down to Mount Sinai when it was open, and I was about 12 years old, watching all these old folks walking around, seeing her giving her medication, and that played a part with my subconscious. So, seeing Pops do his thing and be physically fit, and see Grandma do her thing, and see the folks around her, not doing too well, it kind of led me to want to get more healthy. So I started working out, and then really launched my career at Bally's. Did that for about 15 years, and then ran into a few different people and started my own program as far as personal training and boot camp. Now I'm a personal trainer, sports nutritionist, and life coach, because I became a life coach because of the disconnection being getting in shape and staying in shape. It's such an intangible. Folks get going, but then don't know the end of the road to finish the destination. So I coach them on that through visualization, goal setting, and a whole lot of positive self-talk, and a good can of whoop ass. Don't get me wrong.
Good can of whoop
that's
ass.
right. Get it done. Get it done.
So life coaching. I know you gotta. Most life coaches are successful by picking a certain genre and sticking to it. I'm sure yours is fitness and physical health. Have you tried to step in any other genres of being a life coach?
Well, I actually work with all genres, and with the because it's the it starts by the time you're 18. You've been told you can't, you wouldn't, you shouldn't, you better stop, you better not, over 180,000 times.
Right.
So self-esteem, self-idealism, self-belief, it gets crushed so easily by our own internal dialogue. So I get out, speak to the community, to the schools, and travel around the country, really talking about, the power of positive self-talk. And that taps into, depression. That taps into, I coach on finance, I coach on relationship, because it's a life wheel. And you just cut that wheel between finance, relationship, spirituality, your health, your wellness, your family. That wheel, we would like for it to spin, but there's always some on that wheel that's a little bit wobbly. Mm-hmm. And that's what causes the dysfunctional beliefs that cause you to be overweight most of the time.
Now, one thing people don't understand about life coaching, I'm a certified life coach too, but I'm not really doing anything with it. But one thing people don't understand about being a life coach is not that you have to be better than somebody. It's not that you have to have been through it and worked your way out of it. A life coach has to be somebody that could just speak to you on your level. They think life coaching is like being a psychiatrist or being a therapist. A life coach is not that. Explain what you have to bring to the table as far as.
Well, just like you just said, D, psychiatrists, you go to them and share your struggle, and they prescribe therapy and remedies sometimes, and more often pharmaceutical, as well as give you a dictated regimen to make sure that you hit a end result that they're telling you to do. But as a life coach, really begin to have you open up your mind and be willing to change, to transfer to the goals you want to achieve. And to do that, you got to go deep inside some things that really got you jacked up. And it normally starts at a very young age. And when you're willing to open them small doors, when there's a small person was told those things they couldn't do or who they couldn't be, and fall in love with he or she again, you quantum leap. Right. And that's what, the goals become set. You get on a regular basis of giving them outlines and ideas to follow, and ask them, so by next week, these are things, what do you think you can work on that we talked about this week to help you get towards where you want to go as far as your personal goal, whether it's the relationship, the finance, the exercise, what have you.
Because the goal of it is you're trying to help them to help themselves, right?
Exactly.
Now, I know you, from going to the gym. When I was going to the gym, you was always over at King's Gym, and then you was over there with DeForest and them. The part that trips people out when they see you, is how old are you?
45. 45 on Sunday.
Man,
yeah.
I'm 43, and I look older than you.
I always tell my clients, this is the fountain of youth. When you come in to work out, it's preservation. You can turn your body into a work of art. You can turn it into a piece of shit, depending what you ingest and how you sculpt it. Because it ain't nothing but clay.
Nah, I thought somebody told me you was 50 back like a couple of years ago. I was like, that nigga
I got
50.
that Benjamin Buttons thing going, son.
You going reverse?
How old do you usually start working with clients?
My youngest have been 5. And, that's normally push-ups, calisthenics. And the kids always work on a whole positive self-talk program, and that's really getting their goals set. My twins, I got twin girls, they'll be 12 in December, but I started them saying affirmations at 5. In the mirror, begin to talk to themselves, and there's where I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm rich, and everybody loves me, and helping.
Smart, as beautiful.
Right. And so now they're making their own, and they got a swagger like no other. Yep. So, but that's a key ingredient. So things gonna feel like getting bullied on. Folks mess with them, or they're having a bad day with their parents. Those conversations they have within themselves could be detrimental, or it could actually they can build themselves back up. And then from that, I do the creative visualization piece. So we develop goal boards, and from the goal boards, you have your ideal physique. And I always I ask you to be yourself and or the body you most want to resemble. Being, the creator gave us something called the reticular activating system. And that's a GPS system inside our brains. It gives us energy to get there faster by creating a visual process. If you got a goal in front of you, we see a lot better than we hear. So you put the visuals in front of you on a consistent basis, your mind finds a way subconsciously to get you there. And it's my job as the conductor to help you get on track. So if I gave you a ticket, Deeds, and we're going to Miami, the plane said we're going to get to Miami by 2 o'clock, and it's 11:30 in Cleveland. Throughout the course, it's going to be some turbulence. It may get off track for a little bit, but we land on time with perfect accuracy damn near every time. And that's my job, to get them, when they get off course, navigate them and give them the tools to land where they want to land.
Nice.
Now, what was some of the positive stuff in your life that made you want to move forward in this? I know you talked about your grandfather, and but what other things helped you do this? You sound, like white people say, you sound so well spoken.
Right. Yeah. Well, actually, it took me an extra year to graduate high school, and I graduated out of summer school because I got into a pretty big rumble, and I needed them credits during the school year, during that time of that fight in the lunchroom to graduate. So that actually, my first accomplishment was showing my mom I got my diploma. you know, because I tried to go to summer school, and what's crazy is that I almost missed summer school because me and my crew had a party, and I couldn't miss but 3 days of summer school. And that third day, I woke up and I gotta get my ass to school, but I ended up graduating, and then from there, got into a little bit more trouble and found a couple jobs, and then finally got on track when I got to Bally's. And Bally's kind of realigned me back what I did with Pops. So every day walking in there, it was always fun. And the service was there, the energy was there, and I became a GM within a 6-month period. From there, running the market and districts, but it became a glass ceiling. And after glass ceiling came about, another cat I was in the upper management development program called me and asked me to come out to Columbus, help him open up some gyms. And that's the first time I met a millionaire.
Okay.
This cat mentored me and for a long period and taught me how to run my desk like a business. When I came back to Cleveland from Columbus, my gears in a whole different gear. So from that, it's called a rhino method. And with the rhino method, you got to have thick skin, eat lean, and keep charging, because right outside the jungle is paradise.
Love it.
You got a lot of good metaphors there, bro.
Yeah, I used to spit rhymes too, but that was like 20 years ago.
That's good. So where do you see yourself going in some years? Like, are you content with the status you have now with as far as helping people and, you know, where you're at? Because you could still do a lot for a lot of people where you are. Or do you see yourself going further, like expanding or, you know, moving further?
With that, you know who Ray Kroc is? Ever heard of Ray Kroc?
Nah, I can't say I did.
Ray Kroc was this milkshake salesman, and he was a cold milkshake salesman back in like the 40s and 50s. He used to travel and sell these milkshakes. And then he rode up on the McDonald's brothers, who had this amazing French fries and hamburgers, and he saw the business and how they got money. So he actually introduced, and they bought some of his milkshakes, and from the milkshakes, he actually began to open up more McDonald's franchises and bought them out. So my vision is to get that Ray Kroc wop and educate on opening up. I'm going to actually be traveling globally, doing my self-help coaching, and have different locations all around the world for them to go to and have a one-stop shop. So it's a Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, personal training, and boot camp all in one service, because most of these locations have one of them but don't have the whole genre, and that wheel's a little raggedy. My wheel's going to roll.
Okay, got it. Nice.
Yep.
You're trying to franchise it out now.
Yep.
Okay.
Who do you see yourself working with? Like, do you have you worked with a big name, or do you see yourself working with a big name, or is there someone that you really wanted to help?
Well, yeah, I actually have been mentored by Les Brown. My current mentor is Dolores Presley, and a couple more millionaires that actually have a chance to their phone numbers, and they breathe energy into me. You know, being I'm an entrepreneur, I am my boss, so I got to reach out to keep my guns always blazing, or I can get sedentary. But you know, as far as traveling around, I like to actually speak with Denzel and do some coaching, some coaching up under him. That's actually one of my big goals, as well as getting on this Steve Harvey show.
When you talk to Steve Harvey, tell him he ain't get back at me.
Nah.
He ain't get back at me.
Now, I know you worked with a lot of, different bros from around here. You worked with DeForest, you worked with Philly. I mean, are you trying to mentor anybody else to like come up the same way you coming up? I know it's a lot of, we talked to Josh Trundle. He's been on the show before, and I know you know him. So are you trying to get anybody else to how can I put it? Take your legacy and move forward with it.
Yeah, actually, Josh is he and I are working on some projects now, and he's when he came to the gym, he just happened to. It's about 6 different offices that you can actually have access to. He fell in our box, and I told him there's a reason God put you inside here, because the rest of these folks, walking around the gym, they eating cat food and crackers. We over here eating steak and lobster, and they don't know how we doing it. I'm about to show you. So I gave them the tools.
Wait a minute. Say that again. They eating steak and lobster. Y'all eating steak and lobster. What was they eating?
Cat food and crackers.
Cat food and crackers. And
we got a few things working on. We're gonna launch a few products together at the first of the year. So be on the lookout for that as well. So that's Josh. And the thing behind it, you gotta have a young, stunning team to grow. I'm a rhino because I don't. But rhinos are dinosaurs, you know. But it's with that. I'm gonna continue to teach and build, and that's the cool part about Bally's. Bally's is like a university. So when I had a chance to go through there and actually learn the management skills, those are things that still are within my DNA. And then when I got with Greg, it's in the same profession and learned it out in Columbus. So to have those tools and actually the systems to develop, you know, it's not a problem. It's just finding those that are coachable.
Now, because the other thing too that a lot of people look at, they think, okay, well, I work out, so I could be a physical trainer. But if you ain't got the right mindset for it, you can't do it. Because you know, if you ain't able to keep a schedule and able to, you know, be organized, it's not for it. It's not for you. Because there's a lot of dudes I know that think they buff or whatever, and they want to all be trying to be personal trainers. They go get online and get the certification or whatever,
Right.
and think, oh, I'm about to just start training now. I'm about to start getting this money. But
Right.
like Josh, he got the right mindset for it. You got the right mindset for it. I know a few that got the right mindset for it, but some dudes out here that just need to quit.
Yeah, and that's the you know with the training aspect, it's you can't take somebody on day one that wants to lose 65 pounds and put 135 pounds on their back and have them doing squats.
Right.
You got to assess them. You got to assess them and really find out it's You said what?
Start small.
Right.
I'll take
We'll go with the 5 pounders first. But before even that, before you got to break the ice and find out what their goals are. 'Cause everybody don't want to really just lift weights. Some folks need to come in and relieve blood pressure, release diabetes, improve their self-esteem. When they come and get out the house for a few hours because their kids driving them crazy. And then in the same aspect, when you get them some goals and it becomes an outlet. So kind of reflecting back in my Bally's days, I should tell my team when folks come to the gym, this can be the only time of their day where they're actually getting a release. So you got to make this an experience they never forget, you know, on a beautiful realm. And that took me to different levels. And they should be like, damn, how was the small black club in Maple Heights crushing all these Westlakes and Beechwoods? But it was because of the energy. Yeah.
That means a lot. That does.
Because you get a lot of these personal trainers and they some big swole dudes, you know, and they think everybody want to be big like them. Not everybody is in it to get big. Some people just want to tone up, and you know, some people just want to, you know, just lose the weight. But everybody, you know, you get these. It's some muscle bound dudes out here that be like, yeah, man, I'll get you at least like 3 more inches on your arms in the next 2 months.
Right.
It's like, God damn.
Right. No sauce for me, sir.
Man, you know, my arms hurting, B. But why we gonna keep you over here for a second, man? We go, you know, keep talking to you, but we gonna move over to our next guest here.
One thing real quick, y'all, before I fade out. I'm doing my 1,000-pound meltdown.
Oh, we was getting to that one.
Go ahead. I gotta keep the cipher moving, man, while I'm hot.
Man, God.
So check it out. This is 1,000-pound meltdown. This was designed now because this is the get thick season. And what that means, between Halloween candy, you're going to eat that, you're going to share that, you're going to have some more leftovers, going to be some cookies around the work, you're going to snack on some of them, and then it's going to be some candy bars, and then we're going to roll into Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, we can go ahead and be on some serious gluttony, and we're going to have leftovers and some very good ham sandwiches that, you know, those are the best sandwiches on Thanksgiving ham sandwiches. Then we got Christmas. And then we got a New Year. So the 1,000-pound meltdown, I'm gonna get into that more in detail. But anybody that reaches out and lets me know via email, inbox, or text, I'm waiving your registration. So we'll get into that more when Dee's ready. But I just want to let y'all know this is a movement.
No, that's right.
Because we gonna get you. We want to give out, you know, your social media and everything, and make sure, you know, people know how to reach you and everything. So we're gonna do that in a little bit. But because I'm gonna keep bouncing back and forth between y'all, but I gotta get in some talk with this young lady. She has started, and I'm gonna hold this up for the YouTube folks. Chocolate Girls Mentoring. This is one of their flyers. They got a.
No, that's the Black House Ink.
That's the Black House Ink. Okay, but this is their card right here. Chocolate Girls. They mentor young ladies.
Let me see that.
You ain't get one? She ain't get you one? She ain't want you to have one because you ain't a young lady. But now I can't get mine because I got to reach back up.
Okay.
See, that was just rude.
Twins.
Thank you. I got one now. Thank you. Chocolate Girls Mentoring Program for young ladies. So, I mean, they've been doing this for quite a while. I didn't even know it when I first met you. I met you when you were dealing with Tarsha Ivy over here when she came on the show. But we're going to talk to her and get some perspective on her. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tonika Rhodes.
Whole government.
Yep, you get the whole name said. So Tony, I'm gonna say Tony now.
Yes, sir.
You know what's going on?
Nothing much. Just
How you
hanging
been?
out with y'all.
How you
We
been?
good.
How you people doing?
My mama doing all right.
Yeah,
Everybody doing all right.
everything been good?
Everything.
All right, yeah. So how you big toe, man? I heard you heard it the other day. Now go ahead, tell us, spit your resume. Tell us, where you come from, what you do, what you been doing,
All
what
right.
your
Hello,
friends
internet
doing,
world.
who your cousins is.
I want to thank you, Deeds, for having us come down and hang with y'all.
Bring the mic down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a hobbit. So.
Yeah.
All right. So I just first of all I want to introduce my staff because we deep up in here.
Yeah, it's a lot of y'all. I gotta move the camera around.
I
gotta zoom out too.
We got Miss Victoria over here on the side next to Butta. Coming around from Mr.
You waving at the wrong
Juan.
camera, Vicky.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
You can wave at all the cameras.
We went to Scorchers
it's
first.
A million of them.
Don't judge our lives right now. We went to Scorchers first.
Who else?
On the other side of Mr. Tony here we have Miss Terry. We have Miss Karen, our life coach.
Just wave everywhere. Just wave all around the room.
And then to the left of me we have Miss Tarsha. Y'all get y'all waves in. All right.
All right.
So this is just a portion of my team. This is my camp, and they hold me down, and we keep it moving forward. A lot of positive, black strong women in the community that we feel like we have to pay it forward. God give us talents and get us through things to share with others, and we've chosen the age group of 11 to 18 young ladies to plant mighty seeds in and encourage them to go further in this life.
See, I like that phrase, mighty seeds. That's nice.
Showing them how to make it out here in this big bad world as strong black women doing what they do, starting them out early, teaching them basic etiquette and life skills. We deal with a lot of real issues that these children, these babies are dealing with in school. We teach everything from cyberbullying and peer pressure to self-esteem, inner and outer beauty, letting them know that they are beautiful as they are. They don't need to change anything. We just enhance what they have.
Oh, that's right.
So they have everything they need already. They just need sometimes that guidance to pull it out of them and show them that, they are enough right now.
I like that. So let me ask you,
Beautiful.
on the advocate of the men's side,
yes, sir.
You teach them how to cook and clean? Can they wash my drawer? No, just play.
Actually, you know what? That's funny you say that because my whole motto on my team would tell you I'm old school etiquette. Raised by grandparents who didn't play that in the street stuff. You didn't do nothing until the house was together. And that meant cleaning, cooking, your own self. You didn't go outside looking no any kind of way.
Right.
You spoke with pure clarity and etiquette. You was Mr., Miss, yes ma'am, no ma'am. You answered people and you looked them in the eye and you gave them contact and you respected your elders and you made sure that everything you did was in respect to your family name.
Right.
Now, somebody on here is screaming, "Go, mommy!" And I'm assuming it's one of y'all kids.
That's
Marty Williams.
That's my mom.
Yeah, he's screaming, "Go, mommy!"
That's my son. Hey, Josiah. What time is it? He ain't got school tomorrow, so he all right.
Yeah, they out.
What type of events or type of things are you doing out here for the women, like for the young ladies, like where have you been, like places you go to and places you'll take the young ladies to get them there?
Absolutely. We started this. I started this program June of 2015 with 17 young ladies. We were blessed that they came to the door and allowed us to plant seeds in their life. And to date, I have a roster of 289 girls. We facilitate workshops monthly. We host all of our workshops at our great sponsor, Union Miles Development Corporation on 93rd and Miles. And we have one workshop, which are skill classes a month, and we also do one team building exercise.
Nice.
The skill classes are required to do before you can do any field trips. My main basis is to give the information and to teach these young ladies and mentor them. Our motto is real life style mentoring. Nothing fake here. You get you an adult mentor with the workshop, which you can have at your disposal at all times. They have 24 hours to contact you. If you call them and you have a problem, you just need to vent. you have that adult mentor there for you. So we want to make sure that we just not giving them the information and leaving them.
Right.
They have someone to contact in between our workshops and in between our team building exercises that they can use effectively besides whatever other outsources, parents, or anything that they do have.
So are they also like giving them the number, like, so if they're like in a situation where they might be at home but they have an issue or something, they can
Absolutely.
contact with them?
And also the parents have the mentor's information too.
Yeah.
So where I have a lot of parents who what they think their child's issue is never the issue.
Yeah, because you gotta have the connection with the
And
parent
we
and the
usually
child.
parents are not allowed in our workshops. Unfortunately, we love y'all. We'll come back and get them.
Good.
Because we can't get through to them through you. So allow us to do what we do and respect and trust
Do
the
you
process.
coach any of the parents? Like if you're working with a child,
Mhm.
and you want to make sure their progress, you got to coach the parents on.
Well, absolutely. We do a parent intake form before we accept any child to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Because we can't build you up and get you all right, and then we send you back home to foolishness. It's not gonna work. So we don't want to waste your time, our time, or anybody's time. We're here to be effective, and effective means everybody.
Because you could have a smart young lady, and then her mama boom quisha.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
You have a lot of
It
that.
happens all the
You ain't
time.
go-
It
you
happens
ain't-
all the time. And working in the school system, I worked for the Catholic Diocese for 6 years. I was the director of nutrition, and just the fact that the girls would actually leave class. The cafeteria was in a whole other building. They would leave the building of school to come to me just to talk about whatever they're going through in the school. It just made me feel like I need to be doing something for them. Because they took the time to they passed all these counselors' office to come talk to me. They seen something in me, and I have to be held accountable for that.
That's good.
So,
What is the youngest child that you've worked with?
I think our youngest girl was 9 when she came. So I take them at early ages as long as the parents understand that they have to be receptive to the program and they think that the child is mature enough to handle the topic content.
Okay.
9 years old is the earliest because some of the topics are age sensitive. So we want to make sure that we are still being respectful to the parents.
What do you say? They start a lot younger. Understood.
Absolutely.
But at what point did you feel like this is my calling? Like, what happened? Did something happen in your life, or did you see something, or talk to someone, or did you have like this big success story by mistake that you helped someone and just felt like, okay, this is what I need to start doing? Like, what started this whole movement?
I can't say it was a incident. What I can just say is since college and being our resident director at Ohio University, people has always flocked to me and for counsel. I don't know what it is because trust and believe I'm not perfect. I'm a work in progress, but God's given me mercy and grace to see certain things and to be able to keep it real with people, I guess. And I had, as early as 19, I had students sleeping on my floor in college, just wanting to be around a positive entity that, could give them honesty and not have nothing to gain from it. Like, we don't get anything out of this. Honestly, most of my facilitators have boys as children. We don't even have girls. I don't have a girl. My son is 11 years old. And my facilitators either don't have kids or they have boys. So this is truly a love.
Right.
Because you got to have patience for these teenagers at this age.
Right.
Is this something that you wish you could have had for yourself growing up as a young lady?
You know what? I was actually blessed to have a lot of strong women in my life that a lot of the mistakes that I see these kids making, I was kind of show on me. So that's why I say giving it back to them, at my age, not being that much more older than them, I can say, hey, you don't have to be this way. It don't have to be this way, and give them that guidance so they don't repeatedly make these problems. Okay. Some of my friends, they didn't have the backing from the family that I did have, but they always had family in my family. So if they were going down the wrong path, my grandmother was on top of them. She was like the Medea of the neighborhood. So it wasn't going down on her watch.
She was strapped.
Man.
Do you ever find yourself giving advice that you needed yourself, or learning something, taking something from a child that you were trying to help, and you listen to them like, damn, I needed to hear that, or
it happens all the time. If I can give Victoria to kind of embellish on that. I use my whole team. It's not all about
Yeah,
me.
because I want to talk to the entire team.
I'm gonna let Victoria take that question because we always talk after the workshops, and it
you
amazes
ain't scared
me.
of the mic, are you, Victoria?
It amazes me that I get more and more testimony from my staff after workshops than the girls. And this is also our youth minister here.
Okay. I got a question for you, talking to Victoria. What do you say to some of these fast ass young ass girls that be running around here? Because I got two sisters. I grew up with some two fast ass girls.
Don't play with me.
Yeah.
They already know. Tony don't play that.
They all sassy.
Yeah, they don't even come in the building with it.
Mouth and shit.
It's funny because the mother, they'll do like the intake, the parent intake. You'll have all this stuff, and I'll be like, she doing this and she doing that. And then when she leave the first session, the mother be like, well, what happened? Don't play with me.
So you threatening children? I'll just play.
Send all your kids to me. Send them all. We got them.
She'll straighten them out, obviously.
That's what they need.
So let's hear from you, young lady.
I will say for me personally, one of the things, every time I taught one of the classes, I always tell Tony, I was like, you know what? The girls teach me something every time. So I don't go into the workshops just thinking I'm going to talk to them, and that's what they get all the time. Okay. I want them to be open, and I want them to talk to me. Be honest. How do you feel about how adults, treat you guys, or how they view certain things that we think is crazy, but, this is your age group or whatever, and this is how y'all project what you see based upon the atmosphere or environment that you're around. So every time I've taught a workshop, it always taught me something when it came to myself. Like Tony said earlier, I did have a group of wonderful people that was in my life, but there is always that time you wish you had a way of escape where you didn't talk to somebody you knew. So when she told me this was her vision, I was like, I'm all for it. And I love the fact that we don't have the parents there or the guardians, because they don't really open up when it's somebody that they know that's been around. And when I tell you, when we some of those sessions, I be like, Lord, where your mama at? If she only knew. But, we don't try to go back in. We try to resolve a lot of those issues. But I will say, even with the ladies that's a part of the facilitators, they all done got me together a couple of times. And I'm like, is this about me? But it's not just chocolate girls for young adults, or young teenagers, as I would say. But I honestly think every facilitator has truly became a true chocolate girl. And so we hold each other up. We're like sisters. So if anything go down, we got each other's back. And, if anything that we need, we support each other. So I really think it's more than just a program. And like she said, even for the parents, I've had parents that called me, went out to a meeting place because their daughter was going through something. And it's like, this is more than just a program that you see that everybody say, oh, okay, I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then you see all these pictures popping up, but you don't see nobody being affected by the program. But it really showed me when a parent called me, I was like, wow, this is bigger than, what I imagined. I said, people really, really need help. And they, not just their children, but when their children only project what the parents are dealing with at home. And so it's like, wow, this is amazing. So, yeah.
Do you guys ever get adults that need that help that may have missed what their children are getting now, and they call you for the same type of help that their child may need? Because a lot of times you miss some of that as a child, so you may still be going through or being affected by something deep that happened to you as a child. So do you guys get a lot of adults that need your help as well, and do you take that?
We haven't thus far. We did a mother cook with your daughter workshop with celebrity chef Eric Wells, who was amazing. And we did that
Shout out to Eric Wells.
The week after Mother's Day. And when me and him met, our whole goal was starting the conversation of back to the basics of the dinner table, because now everybody eats all around the house. There is no meeting time. There is no gathering time. So we wanted to bring that back. And out of that workshop, I had so many mothers call me and say, Miss Tony, I never did that with my mom. It was a blessing to be able to do that with my girls. And we've actually implemented that as a one time a month thing that we go in the kitchen and we cook together. And that's all I really wanted. I wanted to start the conversation of, we can get back to that. You know, everything now is social media. Everything is like microwave living. It's like got to be done right then and there. But, you know, coming from an old school background, like I said, we all ate at the table. There was no TV in the kitchen. We actually talked about everybody's day and how things were going. Because that's when you seen how everybody else was doing, because everybody was out of the house all day. But
and not to interrupt you, I just got some people want me to repeat the name of your program. It's called Chocolate Girls, Mentoring for Girls.
So, thank you. So, I just wanted to start the conversation. So, a lot of topics and a lot of workshops I come up with is to get it energized again, get people thinking about being family and being whole again, and not so, well, you over here with your dad, or you over here with me, or you living with your grandparents, or this person is raising you. It's about coming together, and like I said, that it takes a village. We don't take that lightly in Chocolate Girls. It absolutely does. I have parents call me in the middle of the night, like Victoria said, she went to a restaurant and did an intervention. I've had to go to schools. I do what needs to be done to let these babies know we are serious. We're not just an organization that's just having pop-up meetings once a month and taking y'all to the movies and this and that. We are here for you, because that's what they feel like they don't have. That real, raw person that is there for them.
So you think that helps a lot of women, young women that may have it seems like a tough battle, because you may be coming from a chaotic household and you're helping them, but you're fighting against that crazy house when they go home. Like, right. They still have to go back to that abusive mother or father, or, right. You know, the parent who doesn't know how to be a parent, who doesn't pay attention to them or anything like that. Right. Like, you know, neglect is one thing, because you're providing something they're missing. Right. But what about the ones that are always there, that are consistently going through maybe verbal, physical, or, you know, emotional abuse consistently? So how do you fight with that? How does that feel to constantly try to change a child, but every time she goes home, it's almost like he's having a stepchild? And you have to start the process over. Yeah, like every time you talk to them. I'm going to let my life coach, Miss Karen, take this question. We just had a situation at an overnight camping trip we did in August, and she had to pretty much mentor one of the young ladies. I'm going to let her answer. Good stuff.
One of the things that I do as a life strategy coach is I guide a person inward. We do have a lot of noise. We have a lot of external factors that contribute to our life experiences. However, you, the individual, are always accountable to yourself. I heard last night, listening to Iyanla Van Zant, who's one of my biggest, in a sense, mentors, who don't even know she's my mentor, because I don't have her on speed dial yet. However, what she said was, you don't need anybody to validate your experience. So the fact that these young ladies may be experiencing things inside their family, they don't need anybody to validate and say, oh, well, yes, that is your experience, or that was your experience, or the fact that I even acknowledge that that is your experience. Just the fact that you know that you're experiencing that is enough. And what we do, or what I do, is I try to help them with tools and information where they can be accountable for themselves. Because at the end of it all, I'm not accountable for all of the external noise. I'm accountable for myself. And so with tools, resources, and information and support, then you can do better when you know better.
Now, we also got, of course, we got TONEY in the building. I'm sure some of y'all know him. He's also a life coach, too. I want to see how y'all talk shop. So many life coaches in here today. I feel like I need to try to get my life together. But
Where's the couch at, D?
It's a couch back here, but it's a couch back here, but y'all can't lay on my couch. Well, I wouldn't lay on my couch either. Never mind. But Juan, you're a life coach, and you hear the input that the ladies are giving. Give us some of your insight on this.
It's beautiful. It's like Tony said. You got to go with your purpose, and I'm a firm believer. God talks through the angels and through people. So they're walking past all these counselors to get to her, and she's fighting her purpose. If she didn't go ahead and step out on faith, no matter how it came to be. And then just which was also shared by the coach here, is that a lot of external noise. You gotta be quiet, and you gotta silence yourself. You gotta actually hear your inner child and teach them how to find that inner child. And then once you help them find that, my clients, majority of them are a lot older than 9 to, was it 12?
It's 11 to 18.
11 to 18. But what's the cool part about it is that, just the alignment, because I'm also working on a nonprofit right now called Fit Forever You that we'll rap more about. But it's, has a lot of the same tools, but I'll be teaching for our nutrition, the positive self-talk, to goal setting, the affirmation, all the importance of that, along with obviously physical fitness. So the things they have aligned is just starting. I was thinking about my sister and my grandma in the kitchen, and when Tony was talking about just starting at home. That's one thing that I do when we eat at home. When we eat at the table at home, shut down the TV. Just really start shutting down the TV, because we'd be in the living room, but the TV would be on. But the dining room is, we're all in the dining room, but just shut down the television, because that's where often the education is taught, at the dinner table. And we don't have that, and they don't have that at a young age. We're missing out on a whole lot.
Yeah.
Let's talk to some more of your team, young lady at the end there.
Terry. Miss Terry just came on board, you guys, and she's amazing. I've known Terry over 20 years. And just real quick, just let you know about my staff. Most of my staff I've known over 20 plus years. Those who are not 20 plus years, acquaintances and friends, family and sisters of mine, I met on flukes. Like Miss Victoria, I met her at the bank. We kind of just, our spirits just kind of was like kryptonite. We just couldn't get away from each other.
But she kept
Y'all weakened each other?
Yeah, we weakened each other. It was all over Scandal, though. It was all over the show Scandal. Don't judge my life. It was all over Scandal, and then we started talking in depth, and we just realized we were two strong sisters that believed in a lot of the same things, and it was just only amazing genius that she would be on my staff. My staff rocks. I'm sorry, my staff better than yours. You might have a good program, but hands down, my staffs get it done. So with that being said, Ms. Terry came on board and taught a Dress to Success workshop and rocked it. We go back a long time. So.
Shaker Heights. Is that what he said?
We gonna let her rock it. We gonna let her rep her high school real fast. And then she'll tell y'all what she does for the young ladies.
Yes, shout out to the Red Raiders.
I would say something, but
I want you to get into it.
Well, yes, like Tony said, we've been knowing each other for a long time, and she has that magnetic personality that does get you to open up and, pretty much be vulnerable and things like that. I am one of the facilitators that happens to have two daughters. So I have a 20-year-old and a 6-year-old, and yes.
And that's positive when Butter say that, because from a Caucasian woman talking about black people.
She is honorary. We have deemed her.
That's why I was going to ask y'all, can y'all put some more chocolate in this girl?
Chocolate girl. Stop
You
it.
call her chocolate white girl.
White chocolate girl. White chocolate exists.
Well, my portion of it, and I had to go through, training to actually be part of this team, and I had to have some long talks and some, additional stuff to actually be able to be part of this. So it's not one of those things that Tony by any means takes lightly. It's not something that you could just, I could do that. No, it doesn't happen like that. Not only did I have to share some experiences for myself, but I also had to kind of bring my resume to the table to say, here's what I have to offer. Do you think this could be, of some value? Me being a professional and pretty much in a white collar environment, for the last 20 plus years, I felt that one of the things that I could actually, bring was not only like my personal experiences, because, again, I had strong black women in my life that actually set up, here's how it's going to be done, and there's no exceptions. And, that's the directness and the assertiveness that I can, that I bring to a lot of these young ladies. And here's the thing, it's about attitude. Most of what you actually do in life and the success that you get is because of the attitude and your output. And so that's why I feel that passionate about it. I feel passion, I feel love when I'm giving it to these girls, and sometimes it has to be a little bit aggressive in the way that I approach it, because sometimes that's what you're missing. It's not about, me trying to, kind of pussyfoot around the message that I'm giving you, because some of the things I talk about is hygiene. What do we do when we get up in the morning? It's not about skipping steps.
That brings up an interesting topic that we talked about earlier.
That way you're not going to bring that up right now. Now the babies is watching.
No, I'm just saying, dear girls had an interesting court date.
So,
shout out to Lisa out there.
It's such an impact to actually start with the girls even earlier than that, but just being able to reinforce, values and things that you should be doing on a daily basis, it actually helps them. And here's the thing, my portion of, the etiquette series is, I want you to feel comfortable when you leave out, but there should be some uncomfortableness that you feel from the message that I'm giving you too, because sometimes the shoe may fit you. And you find out like, oh, I have been skipping some steps, or I do have a negative look on my face, nonverbal or verbal, or you know what I'm saying? And some people, and you have to be accountable for what you're putting out here in the atmosphere. So, we have some girls who come in with their arms crossed, and you want to, be bored and this, that, and other. So I'm going to challenge that, because there's things that we need to pull out to you to get you ready for the real world. Another part of what will be coming up soon is, because we talk to girls that are 14 to 18 at certain portions of the activities and the workshops, we'll be talking about getting ready for interviews. That's what I do.
Thank you.
I interview people.
All my life. I swear this is what we were talking
Mhm.
about. This is not too long ago.
I interview people. That's part of my job. I determine whether I'm a hire or fire you. So setting these girls up with a good foundation to be ready for the world. We'll be talking about what they'll experience when they get into these settings and stuff like that. Just normal everyday stuff that you should know, but you would be surprised if they don't have a clue. So I'm passionate about it. I love it. I'm glad that Tony and the girls have welcomed me with open arms. They're very loving, and you can tell from each and every spirit that's, come to all of the workshops that I've been part of this year, because I'm new this year. It's just love, and that's the only goal, is to give these girls loves and some things that they're missing. I've even revealed some personal things, in my mentoring process that, brought some people to tears, because you thought I've been through some things. You don't have a clue. I've been through some things, and it's about how you actually become resilient. And we
So,
want these girls to be.
when you're talking to these girls, are you giving it to them straightforward? Are you giving them the watered down version?
Here's the thing. I always lead.
And I mean, that's a question for all you ladies.
I think just even with me being a manager of people, of grown people, and I've been in management for a long time here, you try to lead with the positive. However, let's get some real talk going on. We all got a job to do, and here's my job, and here's the output that I expect to get from it. It's going to take a little work, but I'm here to coach you up. And that's, how I feel in work, and that's how I feel.
Because what if you get like little Nikisha, she come in and she dressed nice, her hair done, but her breast ain't.
We give tough love, but we are real. We give tough love, but we give love. So whatever the issue is, you're gonna get it real, but it's gonna be from a loving place. Okay. I tell my girls all the time, it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. You can say anything. It's the way you say it. Your delivery on anything is key. So even though you think you're bad in your mind, there's a way to get to the real, because a lot of hard external people are just marshmallows on the inside.
Right.
So once you break that shell from a team, you all in. And I tell them, my parents too, we do a sexual relations complete workshop with an amazing facilitator who is a nurse practitioner. Okay. She's the youngest black nurse practitioner I know. She's only 40 years old. And she's been a nurse practitioner now for a year, and that takes years to become. Yeah. So that just tells you where she started, and at this point, this pivotal area of her life, she's already at that point, and she does a complete workshop with pictures and everything. And I had a parent call me and say, the girl was 16. She said, I haven't taught my daughter about sex. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. But this is the reality. I do press and we do preach abstinence. Hear me. We do preach abstinence. But in this age and in this time, in this age group, let's be honest. We're going to preach abstinence, but it's also your responsibility as an adult to give these babies the tools and the truth and the education. So if they do decide, when they decide to engage in those activities, they have the complete information and they're protected, so they won't have anything lasting in their lingering around from the mistakes that they've made. So it is our responsibility as adults to get them prepared. You're going to preach, okay, don't do this, but the reality is they're going to do what they want to do. You're not with your child 24 hours. You can't hold their hand. You're not where they are when the lights go out. And these kids at this age, they have so many external peer pressures, from friends to social media to reality shows. They see sex all the time, whether you want them to or not. You have to have them equipped out here, and you can't let the ball drop.
Let's move over to your last person over here, because our time is starting to run short, and I want to make sure I get everybody in and then get out everybody's information. So, got Tarsha Ivy here. She was on our show recently for House of Beautiful Locks. What's your piece of this, Tarquisha?
With the organization of Chocolate Girls. This is an amazing group. I just came in just to speak to the girls just one day, and it made a huge impact on me just one day. It's like they had that drive. They were eager to learn. They was eager to receptive to just what I was saying. I was so nervous going in there speaking because the day we were speaking about entrepreneurs, and I spoke to them of how I built my business off of natural hair. And they were just so receptive. They wanted to know, and it's like I said, I love what Tony does. I've been knowing Tony for almost 2 months.
That was a rough breeze. That was a rough side. I used to box it out back in the day or something in the back of the Cotton Club. Like, we gonna get out this bitch tonight. Man.
So, when Tony told me she had this organization, I was like, what Tony? But I knew her drive. I knew her. But that's exactly how you was when I told you I was doing hair. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I was like, ooh. Right. But I know when she told me how passionate, every time she speaks about this organization, it's nothing but passion and just the care that she has for the girls. And then I had a chance to meet the staff, and the staff had the same passion. I said, yes, this is exactly what I want to do to give back. So at my shop, we actually have Chocolate Girl Days. Like, we all wear our t-shirts, we all supporting it. And as clients come in, we introduce the program to them, let them know that, this is something that their kids could actually, be a part of. And the kids are actually excited when they're sitting there getting their hair done, and Tony starts talking about the product. They want to go. They want to go like right now. Come on, Randy, sign me up. I'm just eager to be more involved with the organization. It's something I can tie the shop into as well. So we're actually doing a segment with them this quarter with school. So whoever has the highest school grades get a free hairstyle. To encourage the girls to actually, do better, so they have something to strive for. It is a requirement in this program, the grades. I do checkups on progress reports are coming in now. We also just took the girls to see Twinkie Fatale movie a couple weeks back.
Oh, I heard about that.
They had to do an essay on it. With the essay, the person who had the best 3 top essays get the next 2 workshops on me. November's workshop and December's workshop. There is a small registration fee of $25 per workshop. So those 3 ladies will get 2 months of workshop free on me. We also run a fundraiser through Mary Kay, lip gloss fundraiser, something real nice, age-appropriate lip gloss for the girls. If they sell the most, the girl that sells the most lip gloss, they win a shopping spree fun day at the mall with me and their mentor, and we'll take them to lunch and hang out.
That's so sweet. So, okay, obviously there's a lot of this missing in the but I was raised old fashioned. I had to sit in the kitchen when my mom cooked. I had to learn how to sew. I had to learn how to crochet. I'm the one they call the old lady because I still crochet and knit and sew and crafty
And scratch glasses.
and everything. You name it, whatever I can do. But
Coldest glasses in Cleveland. Coldest glasses in Cleveland.
You put ice in them.
When I
It's a hater, D's. You was
we also learned in school how to do interviews. That's why I was applying. Like, yeah, teaching kids how to talk, how to write a check, how to budget, how to.
We just had a budgeting workshop on Sunday.
Like, so, I mean, I know you're gonna give out your information, but can anyone, get help doing this? Like, maybe they can't afford to go to a class or something like that. Like, can they, anyone could walk in and say,
will you ever do pro bono?
I need some help doing my kid this,
Sure.
or maybe can they, can anyone come and try to help or, volunteer some time with you guys?
Okay. Let me give them the website. You can go to Chocolate Girls on Facebook, see all the workshops we've done thus far. We have the next upcoming November workshop that hasn't been posted on Facebook, but I'll tell it now, leak it now. It's been Sunday, November 13th. We'll be doing a Pamper Yourself and self-esteem workshop that Sunday. You can also reach me directly on my Facebook or on my email, Tony Rhodes08@gmail, or contact me directly, area code 216-385-8259. I do answer my phone, all calls, blocked, private, or anything. You can get to me.
I know that's right. I think that's beautiful.
Rhodes is RHODES. Tony Rhodes08@gmail.
And while we got a chance, because our time is starting to run short, give out all your information too, real quick, so we can
Okay, it's
make sure people contact you.
It's Juan Tony. That's JUAN.com is the website. Facebook, same. Email me at info@JuanTony, and IG is the Juan Tony. And with that, I'm doing a 1,000-pound meltdown because global obesity is real, and I'm really trying to help folks get conscious so they can live longer. So inbox me, text me, shoot me an email, give me a call. And like I shared earlier, you get 50% off your first month by just getting out there and letting me help you. Let's grow.
I love it. I love it.
Let's get the other ladies to give their information too.
Oh, Karen.
You kind of looked at me like, what?
I'm a chocolate girl.
You want to give out your Facebook information or anything?
No, I don't.
Well,
I wanted to go back to Butter's question about asking if you do pro bono. She does with the t-shirts, $25. I don't know if it's still t-shirt sponsor a young lady, or if there are any other businesses or organizations that would like to pour into the organization so that she can do more of having more young ladies who may not be able to make the $25 investment. So my name is Karen Buzz. I'm a life strategy coach that focuses on practical money management. So finance area, I don't like to call it budgeting. My Facebook is Karen Buzz. My phone number 330-249-1880.
Now, you didn't really have to get your number though, but just in case there's some crazy folks out there.
That's why I need that number.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, leave that.
yes, honey. Okay, so I'm Terry Davis Allen on Facebook. You can hit me that way, or TLove01 on Instagram. You can contact me that way. It does not go down in the DM. So
Say that again.
What's your Snapchat?
Oh my God, please.
I don't have the Snapchat. I have taken pictures with the flowers on my head from my daughter's phone, but I don't do that.
Are y'all doing that artisto now? Because that's getting on my damn nerves. Next time I see one, I'm gonna go to their house and just grab their phone and throw it against the ground and just stomp at it. Who else want to get their information?
Victoria.
So on Facebook, it's Victoria Renee. On Instagram, it's byfaith_Victoria.
And Blood got her hand all in your face on the camera. So.
So you can
being this shameless, but my husband shop Black House Inc. on 185th and Lakeshore. Right now they're running a October 1st through 31st pink ribbon tattoo, breast cancer tattoo special. Bring a survivor if you're a survivor or you lost a survivor. There are specials and promotions for you guys all month long. That's Black House Inc. or True to the Black Work on IG is his name. TRU, the number 2, BLACKWORK. He is the best tattoo artist in Cleveland.
You know, real quick, I just want to say congratulations. Thank you. Almost 250% in a year's period as far as growth.
Yeah.
I'm a numbers guy, so that's it. You're doing your thing. So y'all.
Thank you so much, Juan. Thank you. Thank you, Juan. Thank you.
Wait. I'm slow. Cause I got something. Sorry, bro. It's alright.
I do have 2 brothers, but growing up in a house full of women, cousins, aunties and stuff, we need this. We lost a lot of it along the way. I don't know where it went to the blue sky, but we needed that. And I do believe that this is some of the steps that we definitely need to change the world one person at a time, because there's a lot of things that are failing. Our girls don't have any standards, any morals. The parents are losing their damn minds. I don't know what's happening to these youth. Disrespectful and everything else. From hygiene all the way up to education. So I think it's beautiful. So I give you ladies your props. I definitely
our time is really running short.
I know that in the middle of my sentence that we had to talk about time.
I'm just saying it out, jerk. Sensitive.
I would love to do something to help. So, you know, it just seeing this is just emotional for me, because I was told, I meant this comment, I'm going to say this, this could be my closing remark, but I said this before we were discussing domestic violence. I've been through a lot, and I was told by a friend of mine, Tony Lee, shout out to Tony Lee, pastor, who said, he said, Butter, sometimes the things you go through were not for you. They're to help other people.
Absolutely.
So you guys to be going to help other people and changing that, it can help change the men as well, because they won't be subjected to think that this stuff is acceptable if you have the women thinking different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
And our time is up here. I want to say thank you to everybody that came in. You know, talk to girls, Tarsha, Tanika, the ladies. I can't remember everybody's name right now because I'm trying to focus on doing other shit with my hand. JUAN, Tony, appreciate you coming through. You know, we're gonna talk some more. This is the Vibe on Air here on YouTube, streaming live. Check us out every Thursday, 7:30 to 9:30. Mr. D is over my king, Butter.